So you want the latest Uragan 2, but you usually shoot in much tighter spaces and need something short and light, but you want a high shot count. Well, this week's programme may well be right up your street. Hello and welcome to AAR on Air. This week it may not be 1999 and it may be pigeons rather than doves crying, but it definitely has the look, and we'll need to go all the way down Alphabet Street until you get to the letter P, and that's not for purple, and that is more than enough Prince references. It is this week the AGT Uragan 2 Prince. How short and chuckable is this? Let's get straight to the Walkaround, shall we? 650mm short, which is around 25.5 inches for our American cousins. The barrel is around 400mm and it tops the scales at 3.16 kilograms unscoped, which isn't heavy at all. And then when you shoulder this compact little number, all that weight, which isn't a lot, is very much close to the body and you really don't feel it at all. The air capacity from those twin carbon stumpy bottles on the front are a total of 420 cc's, which should give more than enough shots in a sub 12 foot-pound gun, and still a pretty respectable amount in an FAC, guys. All of which is done without compromising on the length. The barrel out front is shrouded and pretty quiet, but will accept an AGT silencer if you want to hush it down even more. This will add a little to the length, but I would say it can spare a little without being too much of a problem. Of course, this shroud is topped off with an element of silencer anyway, and don't forget this is no indication of the barrel length, because this goes all the way back to the breech in the magazine loading area, but I'm getting ahead of myself. This is of course the Uragan 2, or U2 as it's becoming known. The rail along the top is Picatinny Weaver and has a 20 MOA built into it. This does allow simple and quick fitment of your scopes and changeover too. Below this is the smooth biathlon lever that is fully adjustable from left to right to suit left or right-handed shooters, or simply satisfy your preference. I must admit to having a preference on these to have it on the left-hand side, because most of my shooting is from a bench, and then I don't need to take my hand off the grip when I'm cocking the gun on the left-hand side. The safety below this is a push forward for fire, which reveals a red indicator, and back for safe. This is on both sides of the gun and can be operated with your trigger finger with ease. It has a definite click feel to it, but it's pretty silent in operation, which means you're not going to disturb any quarry when you switch to fire mode. The gauge is forward of this and is an AGT labelled gauge and shows the 300 bar maximum fill pressure, which should really help with the shot count from these two twin tanks out on the front. The filler port is behind the gauge and has a neat little plug to keep the dirt and dust out. The filler probe and assembly, as always, is in the box and fits straight onto your diver's tank. The two magazines and other freebies are also in the box. Now, no bag is supplied with the Prince, or the King for that matter, probably because you'll struggle to get it to fit in the standard AGT quality bag, especially when you've got a scope fitted as well as those twin tanks. There is, however, an AGT bench mat in the box for you to be able to rest your pride and joy on when you're cleaning the barrel or simply looking at that beautiful, if not radical, shape. There is a rail on the very bottom for a bipod or other preferred accessories. Moving back, there is the adjustable trigger, which on this particular one has a relatively short first stage, then a fairly short and light second stage. And you'll get no complaints from me here. The stock and incorporated grip is a soft touch durable polymer and is of a high quality and is straight off any of the other U2s, so it's interchangeable. The cheek rest is polymer covered for warmer comfort, and the magazine, as always, fits ultra flush, as with all the AGTs, making them neat and out of the way for left or right-handed shooters, matching up with this ambidextrous stock. Power levels. Well, this is available in sub 12 and FAC, and this is the FAC version in 177. This, however, is the sub 12 foot-pound version in the form of the U2 Compact, which has just the one bottle, also in 177. Let's get them both over the chronograph, shall we, and see how they fare. This, the FAC, is the 177 calibre, and using the 8.44 grain pellets, it saw 928 feet per second, which is 16.14 foot-pounds or 21.89 joules. Loaded up with some heavier 10.49 grains, it saw 928 feet per second, which is 17.23 foot-pounds or 23.36 joules. So, nothing wrong there then. Now, these should also be capable of firing slugs. So, just for good measure, I tested the 15.8 grain Wildman slugs, and they saw 710 feet per second, which is 17.69 foot-pounds or 23.98 joules. Right, let's get the Compact sub 12 over the chrono and see what the power levels are. Again, 8.44 grain saw 793 feet per second, which is 11.8 foot-pounds or 15.98 joules. With the 10.34 grains on board, it saw 718 feet per second, which is a healthy 11.84 foot-pounds or 16.05 joules. No slugs with a sub 12. It's not worth the risk of getting them stuck in the barrel. Time to get a scope on these and get them out on the range. With such a short little gun, I thought a short scope was in order. So, a Veyron is probably going to be just right. Out at 40 metres then. Here goes. Hottest day of the year so far. We're above 32 degrees. Now, to our American cousins and other people around the world, that's not hot. It is for England, and we're not used to it. I am not complaining. But it is quite a warm day for doing some testing. The good thing is it's calm. So, Uragan 2, U2, and this is the twin tank Prince, not the King, the Prince. So let's have a go. Out at 40 metres. I'm hoping for big things here. I've taken about 6 shots to zero the scope in. Nice Dumpertle scope on it. And let's see what we can do, shall we? Here goes. It's going to be somewhat different for me. I can feel a little movement in this bipod. But I'm not complaining. Slight breeze rustling up, which I'm grateful for. Bipod on the bottom in this instance, which, as I say, I'm not used to. It's got a little bit of movement on it, but what a compact little unit that is. And of course, you've got masses of air should you need it. Let's get the Compact out now, rather than the Prince, which is, say, this one's got the 2 tanks, and we'll give that one a go, shall we? These are just so compact. Yeah, really are. Single bottle on this one. This is the Compact rather than the Prince. And same distance, set out. Let's see how we go on with this one, sub 12. You know, you could just keep shooting these things all day, but all they're doing is they're just going in the same hole. They're awesome. I mean, even such a short gun, yeah, the barrel starts here and finishes somewhere around about here. So you've got, what, 400mm barrel. So it's a longer barrel than you think it is, because that's certainly not just the barrel. Most of that is actually silencer and shroud, but just the same hole every time. I tell you what we'll do. What we'll do now is we will get the FAC one back out and we'll put some wild man slugs in. Just have a bit of a go, see if it's accurate with those. Not that it's not accurate anyway. It's a bit of a waste of time. It's accurate. Back to the U2 prints, twin tanks on the front, down at the same meter, same range, same meters, 40 meters. Trying the Wildman slugs in here. These are 15.8 grain, and I haven't actually changed the zero on the scope, so you may find that it's off center because these are heavier, a lot heavier than what we've been shooting. So we'll try the first one, see where it goes. I'll still aim for bull. It's gone off to the left. Yeah, it has a different zero. Surprisingly enough, it's not as low as I thought it was going to be. It's gone off to the left. But again, it's grouping, because that adjustment could soon be made. It likes these. My fault, sorry. Yeah, that's it. I think we've proven a point. They're a bit expensive to just keep firing and putting through the same hole. I don't think we need to prove any more. They are well capable. The gun does like them. These are not cheap. These are about 16 or 17 pounds UK for 100. If you're going to use them for a spot of pest control and you just want something that's going to hit with some serious wallop, yeah, by all means waste about 5 or 6 to zero your scope in and then save them for your hunting. They're a bit expensive to be doing anything other than that. I am getting eaten again. Not only me out in the sunshine, I think everything that flies and buzzes and bites is out as well. Lovely, lovely gun. FAC one. A lot of people have turned around many of the time and said to me, why have you got a 177 FAC? That's a bit of a waste of time. Not really. It actually brings it in, makes it nice and tight grouping. You can put things like slugs in it, which I wouldn't really want to do in a sub 12. So you've got that bit hard hitting power. You can put heavier pellets into them. You can probably put Hades in. This may like Hades. Again, what you've got to do is you've got to try them all. But the point is, I like an FAC 177. An oddity, I know. Accuracy, undoubtedly. This gun accurate? Yes, even with a short barrel and a short stumpy gun. Boy, could you use this in tight, close quarters, within barns, out in a field. It can do everything, and it doesn't take an awful lot of room if you want to put that into a backpack or something like that. What a stumpy little wonder gun. I like it a lot. Back to the studio, talk a little bit more about it. Thanks. Well, I can't say I'm surprised at the accuracy of either of these, even for such short guns. An FAC 177 to my mind makes one of the best target guns with a very flat trajectory. Don't forget, of course, even though they are short guns, they don't have a particularly short barrel. Most of the differences on the Uragan 2 from the Uragan 1 are to the internals, such as plenum chamber, hammer systems and valve, with external subtle differences around the trigger, safety, stock, which includes quite a range of colours and designs. It is worth mentioning that the parts from a U1 are unlikely to fit a U2. They are available in 177 and 2.2 in sub 12 and FAC. The magazines are the 12 rounds in 2.2 and 15 rounds in 177. Cost-wise, well, they start from around £1,600 UK, depending on the stock option that you choose. They are lovely and usable, quality made and accurate. The diminutive size does hide its ability to a great extent, and it would make an ideal tight space gun, as well as an everyday gun that simply doesn't take up a lot of space. There is the compact, which is pretty much identical but only has a single bottle, so 210 cc's of air on tap. Personally, I love the funky looks of the prints, and it does provide quite a platform to be able to hold this steady. Well, that's it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this little look into these little belters from AGT. If you have, please give us the old thumbs up, subscribe, feel free to share, hit the old alarm notification bell, and why not join in with the chats on these and Airgun Factory. There is the website and merchandise to keep Mrs. AAR out of trouble, and of course, as always, a big thank you to the guys at Vector Air for getting this one and this one to me to test and review. And of course, the biggest thanks, as always, goes out to you guys for supporting the channel. Please stay safe and shoot safe, and hopefully I'll see you next week. These are great. Bye for now.